the lesson of this session, you are going to define procurement, you are going to describe the procurement process, and last but not least, we are going to state and explain the principles of procurement. So just before I begin, who can try and define procurement according to your knowledge? How do you understand the term procurement? Anyone? We have Collins. Any other person? We have Polycarp. Any other person? So this is what I want you to do. Be in groups of 2. You, that's your group, and Collins, that's your group. Discuss procurement, then I'll ask you the answers after you're done. So end of the group sessions, what did you say in your groups? Who is representing your group? Yes, Collins?
We say procurement is the process of acquiring goods, services, and works.
Process.
Acquiring goods, services, and works. By a public entity using public funds.
And what? Public entity?
Also private. Also private entity.
So that's group 1. Let me name this group 1. Collins told us procurement is the process of acquiring goods, services, and works by a public entity or a private entity. That's a good answer. Clap for yourself, Collins. Good. We are here, group 2. What did you discuss? Yes, Monica?
In simple layman's language, that says the process of identifying and evaluating potential suppliers. Process of identifying and evaluating potential suppliers.
Identifying and
evaluating potential suppliers. To find the best fit. Find the best fit for an organization.
to find
The best fit for an organization's needs.
So this is group 2. So group 2 told us procurement is the process of, so group 2 told us procurement is the process of identifying and evaluating potential suppliers to the best fit for organization needs. That's a good answer, group 2. Clap for yourselves. Yeah. So of which which both groups are correct. All these answers are correct. There is no wrong answer. Service. There is no wrong answer. So I agree with both your answers. We can say procurement is the process of acquiring goods, services, and works by a public entity or private entity. And at the same time, we can say procurement is the process of identifying and evaluating potential suppliers to the best fit for organization needs. So I'm going to give you an example of procurement in general. Our school needs lockers, the ones you are sitting on. Our school needs lockers. We just don't walk to a nearby shop and say we want lockers for our school. No, it's a process. We have to look for our suppliers, we have to call for tenders, and we have to procure them. And we have to keep account of what we've procured, at what time, and at how much money did we procure the lockers. So that's basically procurement. In organizations, people don't just go and buy things directly from the shop. There must be a process involved. There must be a tendering community. There must be a tendering
Process.
Committee, exactly. Thank you for that. So, moving on swiftly.
Questions?
Yes?
Maybe I can expand on that for example, working with an organization or any entity, let's say a public entity. Yeah, for the procurement process, there must be that, what you have said, a process. So, if I may ask, where do they start from? Where is the starting point of that procurement process? Where do we start?
Yeah, that's a good question, and that brings us to our next learning outcome, procurement process. And there is a process, as you have said. There is a process, as you have said. We don't just like buy things evil. So there is a process, and we are going to look at this process in a few minutes' time. So I have a video with me here. I want you to listen to it, and then we continue. It's about the procurement process. So just listen to this video, and then I'll write them here.
So what is procurement? For me, procurement is the process of acquiring, purchasing, procuring goods and services, let's keep it super simple, that enable the business to operate, to function, to meet its goals and objectives. So typically these can be split up into indirect procurement, which is all of the things at the back end. So this could be your facilities management, your office rental, stationery, computers, laptops, IT equipment for your staff, and anything linked to your employees to get the most out of them. And then we have direct procurement. So direct procurement is the sourcing of goods or services, software, for example, that could go into your end product. So let's take a washing machine. This could be the concrete block that sits inside the washing machine. It could be the computer chip that goes into it that enables you to do various programming. Maybe let's do something slightly more exciting. I worked with a company where we used to build pod systems that went under the aircraft's wing, and these would be full of capabilities that let you do electronic warfare, in short. So kind of cool stuff. And we'd be looking at the computer boards, we'd be looking at heat management systems, we'd be looking at antennas, and just a whole bunch of craziness in my mind that went into here and then was assembled by a partner of ours. All of that would be classed as the direct procurement side of things, whereas the computer that I was working on to do that would have been indirect procurement. So in a nutshell, that is procurement for you. Let's keep it simple here. And within procurement, quite traditionally, we have a whole bunch of different things.
So yeah, I hope you heard what the video is saying, and I also have a chart here to show you how the procurement process goes. So the first one is need identification. What does our organization need? What are we running out of? Are we running out of food? Are we running out of chairs? Are we running out of tables? Are we running out of these pens? What? Yeah, stationaries. What is our organization missing? So if after identifying your needs, you call for tenders. Tenders, there is the public tenders, and there are different types of tendering. Open tendering, yeah. Which other one, Collins?
Direct.
Yeah, direct tendering, good. So you,
tendering.
good. So you ask for tenders, and then you evaluate the tenders. You evaluate the tenders. Who is the best? And when we are evaluating, we look at the best quality with the least cost provider. Yes. We look at the quality versus the least cost provider. So you evaluate and then you award contract. After awarding contract, you manage your contract. So class, I'm passing these handouts so that you can go read on your own and understand the procurement process, okay? Here is yours. Yeah, so thank you, and we'll meet next time. Have a good day.